Hey everybody, it's Tom. Um, a lot of people have asked me when I came up with a certain song, and I never really did tell the whole story, so I'm going to tell everybody the story now. It was back when I was about 15 years old. I used to live in a town south of Chicago, and there was an apartment complex down there where this motorcycle had been sitting for about, I don't know, a good two to 3 months. Anyway, I had my eye on it because it was close to the store that I used to go to. So one day I took it upon myself to go ahead and why not just take the bike? It's just sitting there, nobody's coming around, nobody's taking it. I decide I'm going to take it. So I push it to the apartment where I lived, and I got a buddy of mine to help me out. We figured out how to push start it without, a key. So as I'm riding along one day, I decide I'm going to adjust the idling on it because it's idling a little fast. So I'm jetting down an alleyway, and it's an alleyway that was familiar to me, so I thought. And I'm going along, and as I'm holding the gas, I'm using a screwdriver to set the idling pin in the engine. So I'm looking up, whenever there's a street nearby me, and, I'm trucking along at about a good 20, 25 miles an hour, just putting across, you can cut cross streets. I mean, there was never any traffic back in the 70s. So I'm tooling along, and I look up, and I'm going along, I'm trying to adjust, I look up, and there's a wall there. Blam! I run right into the wall. Messed up all 8 of these fingers, stretched my thumbs, broke my nose, and I was put out the instant I hit that wall. When I woke up, the back tire on that motorcycle was going, it was about a good minute and a half I must have been out anyway. So I get up, and I notice that I got bones sticking out of my fingers. Shock hasn't set in yet. So I go to my girlfriend's house, which wasn't too far away, and I get up to the front door, and I can't I can't knock on the door, so I'm kicking the door to be let in. The mom comes out, takes one look at me, and screams bloody murder because, I didn't realize my nose was broken at this time and had blood coming down,
Wow.
Didn't notice any of that. So she takes me to, the hospital. And when I'm at the hospital, the doctor tells me, because I got no insurance or anything, he's going to set my fingers. He's going to wrap them with tongue depressors and tape, each finger. So he does all that. Well, when he got to about this finger to, pull it to set it back in place, I blacked out. The next time I woke up, I'm in the waiting room. I don't even know how I got into the waiting room. And the mom is there, and, my girlfriend wasn't with her. I forgot to tell you that. She wasn't home. Anyway, she drops me off back at my place, and I got to come up with a story. So, the one thing the doctor told me was that if I wanted strength back in my hands, I was going to have to take up guitar or piano, just to get the coordination back in my fingers. So, obviously I chose guitar, but I had to come up with a story, because I still haven't faced my mom yet. Remember, I'm a teenager. So when she gets home, I tell her that I went over the handlebars on my 10-speed and wound up on the ground and got one of the neighbors to take me. And that's why I took up guitar. But I came across a guy, back then we didn't have the internet to learn music. The only way you could learn music is if you knew somebody else who was playing, or you went and spied on garage bands, which is pretty much what I did. But you pick up songs that way. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of great music out there. There's a lot of great tutorials. I chose to wait till I retired to really get into guitar because I didn't have the time to really put into it. Well, one of the first songs I ever learned and one of the first chord progressions was a 12-bar blues because everybody was playing 12-bar blues back then. Not like they're teaching you now. I mean, back then we tried to fancy it up. And when we were playing the song, each one of us would come up with a different part to that song. And I'd like to play that song for you. And I know all 4 parts. I now remember what my partners play. And this is for your enjoyment. I just call it the Boremans Blues. enjoyed it. I sure enjoyed playing it for you. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, good.